Hey, welcome to another episode of the Raising Sons podcast. Today we're talking about mental health. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and there is so much going on that we need to talk about our mental health. I was having a conversation with some moms the other day, and what I gleaned from the conversation is oftentimes when I say we, I'm talking about moms, we do not stop to think about ourselves. We are so busy taking care of everybody else, and everybody else could be your job, everybody else could be a person. It's not always about a person. Sometimes it could really just be your job. We are so concerned about doing the thing that we don't take care of ourselves. And one of the things when I was talking to these moms that I had to stop and ask is, what happens when you're no longer good? What happens to everything that you're trying to keep going? What happens to that when you're no longer good? And the expression on her face was just kind of like, what do you mean? What I was saying to her was, you're worried that this is going to fall apart if you're not there. But the truth of the matter is, if you fall apart, it's going to fall apart anyway. It is so important that I want us to do, especially in this month, is to stop, is to pause, and to reflect on how we are managing our mental health. How are we managing ourselves? Because everything starts in our mind. If we're not taking care of our mental health, it affects our physical health. It affects our emotional health. It affects our spiritual health. It affects everything. And so as moms who are busy raising sons, it is so imperative that we stop, we pause, and we reflect on how we are taking care of our mental health. What are we doing to maintain our mental health? And what's the plan? I need for you all to do something on a daily basis to maintain your mental health. So as a mom raising boys, here are some of the things that I do to maintain my mental health. I get up early in the morning before my household is up. I have my quiet devotional time. Sometimes that means that I'm getting up at 4:30 because I have a gym appointment at 5:30. So I'm up early, I'm in the Word, I'm sitting, I'm just being quiet, and then I hit the gym. I'm at the gym for about 45 minutes, and then sometimes, even after the gym, I may take a walk, do a walk and talk around my block, just about the other concerns that I have on my mind or something that's popped up, and then I come home and I shower and I get ready for the day. Those are some things that I do early in the morning to take care of my mental health, but I'm part of a book club with some women that I grew up with, and that helps my mental health. It helps to be in community and be around other women. I love reading, and so being able to choose books and have discussions around those books fuels my soul. And so that's something else that I do to maintain my mental health. I also like walking, and not walking for exercise, just walking. I like being outside. Now, I don't like being outside in the heat, but I like being outside. So I have to either catch it early in the morning or late in the evening. I like walking. I like feeling the wind on my skin. It's just a good way for me to connect with God. And so walking is something else I do. I journal. I journal to maintain my mental health. I also pray. These are some of the things that I do to maintain my mental health. And maybe these are some things that if you're not doing, for you to consider to do to maintain your mental health. Because if you don't take care of yourself, no one else will. And you can't pour into your sons if your cup is empty. I encourage you, especially this month, to create a plan for how to maintain your mental health. What are you going to do going forward from this day, from the moment that you hear this podcast? Set aside maybe 10 minutes and come up with a plan. If you don't have one already, come up with a plan for each day as to how you'll maintain your mental health. Maybe you don't have a lot of time, but create something in your day that is just for you. Maybe it's listening to an app on your phone, a meditation app. Maybe it's just being quiet in the car. I don't know what that thing is, but it doesn't have to be a huge thing. It just needs to be something. And it needs to be intentional, and it needs to be daily, because not only are we managing sons and households and careers, but we're also having to manage the world and everything that's going on right now. And it's a lot going on, and it's not all for the positive. And so if we don't maintain our mental health, and we're always on social media and we're always taking in all of the craziness of the world, we're going to lose it. It is so important that you maintain your mental health. My strong recommendation or encouragement for you today is to come up with a plan on how you're going to maintain your mental health daily. I love to hear, if you're listening to this on the podcast, I love to hear from you telling me what your plan is. One thing that you're going to do. If you are watching this on YouTube, put it in the comments. Let me know what your one thing is that you're going to do to maintain your mental health. And then I like to keep you all accountable, because I know that can be hard too, right? You can have the best of intentions, but without accountability, it gets tough. So drop it in the comments. Send me an email. You can find me on social media. Let me know what you're doing to maintain your mental health. If you don't take care of yourself, then everything else falls apart. So it is imperative that you take care of yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. All right, y'all. One last thing. You have seen it, you have heard it, but I want to invite you to the Mom Son Challenge. We started on May 11th, but it's not too late to join. Moms have been sharing in the community, what's going on with them and their sons and how they are responding to some of the activities. So if you haven't joined, the link will be in the show notes or it'll be in the description box. But join the Mom Son Challenge. It's 21 days. So you still have time. Get in there and make that connection happen. All right, y'all. Until next time.